Hello! Today we're going to be talking about the Creating Your Own Country project. You should already have the learning package from your folder, but I wanted to go over a few things with you. This is a creative project, so you can use your imagination for it. But with that being said, there are a few things that you need to know before you begin. Your country has to exist on planet Earth, which means that it has to obey all the same rules that any other country on planet Earth does. Things like gravity, the fact that we don't have magic, those sorts of things. The other thing is, depending on the location that you choose, you're going to have to adapt your country to that climate. You cannot choose the Arctic Circle and expect to have a tropical climate. It doesn't work like that. When you're writing down information in your work package, there are lines for you to use, but they're a little bit small, so if your writing is large or if you want to add more details, you might be better off using lined paper. That way you can add as much as you need. If you find yourself needing to do some research for this project, that's okay. Just make sure that you're choosing credible resources. Here, take a look.
So when you're doing a research project, you want to make sure that your sources that you're using, whether it's a website or a book, are factually correct. When we're creating our own country, it's going to be a little bit different because we're making up those facts, so we don't need to be quite so accurate with them. But I still want to show you how you would check and see if a source on a website is something that you might want to use or not. So we're going to go through, I've already done this to double check and make sure that the information I want to show you is available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my search bar here, going to type in Australia, there it is, going to click that, and there's a couple things on this that I want to show you. So over here on this side of the screen, we have Australia, and it's an Australia government website. I can tell that because it's got .gov.au. .gov means that it's a government website, and .au is the country code for an Australia-based website. So a Canada-based website would be .ca. Now, if I was doing a research project on Australia, this would be a really good source for me because I can probably trust the information that's in this website because it's an official government website. Over here on the other side here, we have Australia Wikipedia article. Now, Wikipedia isn't a great resource for a research project or something like that because it can be edited by anybody. So I don't know that this information is going to be correct because the representative from Australia is not the person who's doing it. It could be anybody from anywhere in the world. However, when I'm looking for general information about things, it could be a good source for me to use. So it's got lots of information on here. It's got information about the capital, the largest city. It's got information about population, all of those sorts of things. So I could use that to help me come up with my own ideas for creating my own country. So if we scroll down here, there's a lot of Australian government websites that come up first, but we also have this one here. So this one says it's Tourism Australia, and it's australia.com. So I know that it's not a government website. I don't know who wrote it. So for a website like this, I would want to use my critical thinking. I would use information that I've already gathered from sources that I know I can trust and see if that matches up with the information that's on this website. So if I were to click on it and go through, I would want to look at it with not quite such a trusting eye. I would want to make sure that I'm thinking about the information and whether or not it's correct. And if it does seem to be correct, then I might use that as a source. So if we scroll down a little bit further, I have down here Britannica.com. Now, Britannica is an encyclopedia, which is sort of like a pre-Wikipedia way of collecting information. So I know that Britannica checks their sources and tries to use as much factual information as they can. So this would be another website that I would probably trust to tell me correct information. And then I could use that and the government website to compare to my tourism website and see if all of those match up. So When you're looking at your sources for information, please make sure that you're not just going on to some person's random page that they've made up, that you're looking at information that's probably correct, that you're trying to find sources other than just Wikipedia to use, because that's going to be more helpful.
There's a checklist in your package. Use this to make sure that you're staying on track and that you've completed all of the pieces that you need to do to the best of your ability. If you have any questions about this project, please let me know. Other than that, do your best, be creative, and don't forget to have fun.